Hey friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Kaylee and this is Foodie Friday. So this week we are going to be making a very simple crock pot meal. You guys know I'm all about simplicity and easy when it comes to dinner lately, just because I'm not getting any smaller and I need to stay off my feet. So this week I'm sharing with you a very simple crock pot dinner that the entire family will enjoy. It's Jalapeño Chicken Stew. Don't let the name fool you. Just because it has jalapeno in it does not mean it's going to be overly spicy. The great thing about this recipe is you can make it as hot or as mild as you would like it. So stay tuned for all of the instructions on how to do that. But I created this recipe, with the busy mom in mind. I'm about to become a busy mom. I'm a busy person in general, and I really don't have time to just stand in front of the stove every single night and come up with a healthy dinner. So I decided, why not throw something together in the crock pot and hope for the best? So that's kind of how this recipe was created. So you can literally make this recipe in 5 minutes, leave it in your crock pot the rest of the day, and you have a hot, delicious dinner that the entire family will enjoy in just 6 hours. So without further ado, let's get to cooking. Start our recipe, we're going to be chopping our vegetables. So we're going to use 1 medium bell pepper, 1 to 2 jalapenos, and 1 medium onion. So I'm going to start off by chopping up our jalapenos. For today's recipe, I'm only going to be using 1 jalapeno just because super spicy stuff has been giving me some heartburn during my pregnancy. But typically I love spicy food, so I'm going to add 2. But first, in order to get our jalapeno ready, we need to de-seed it. So just take a spoon and scoop out those seeds and discard them. Once you get all of your seeds out of your jalapeno, go ahead and chop this up. The great thing about this recipe is it is very versatile. So there's no special way that you need to chop up your vegetables. It's all based on your preference. So I like chunkier vegetables in my stew, so I'm gonna leave these pretty chunky. And I'm just going to set that other jalapeno aside and use it as a topper for when I serve the soup. So next we're going to chop our onion. Same thing, no special way. You can chop this as chunky or as fine as you would like. So go ahead and chop the entire onion up, and then we'll move into getting to our bell pepper. So typically when chopping up a bell pepper, I try to de-seed it as best as I can, just because those little seeds can be a real mess. So I usually try to cut the top off and then pull out any extra seeds or membrane in there, and then I just roughly chop this up as well. Now that we have all of our vegetables chopped and ready to go, we're going to go over the rest of our ingredients for this crock pot dish. So we have 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts in our crock pot, and then we have a special spice blend that I created for this recipe. So the ingredients in the spice blend is just 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 2 1/2 teaspoons of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. We're also going to be adding 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. If you're not a huge garlic fan, you can just add 1 tablespoon. It's kind of up to you. And then we have our chopped vegetables. So we're going to take these vegetables and we're just going to throw them on top of our chicken breasts that are laid at the bottom of our crock pot. And then once we get those veggies in, we'll just spread those evenly over the top of our chicken. Once we have our vegetables spread evenly, we're just going to add all of that spice blend to the top of our chicken and veggies. And then lastly, we will add the garlic on top. Once you have your minced garlic on top, go ahead and just kind of mix everything lightly together, and then we will add 2 cups of chicken broth. I usually try to grab a chicken broth that has 0 sugar added and that is low sodium. So just look around in your store. It's usually really easy to find in your soup and canned vegetable section. Once our chicken stock is added, we're going to cover this and allow it to cook for 3 to 4 hours on high or 6 hours on low. In the last 30 minutes of cooking, you will want to remove your chicken from your crock pot and shred it. I usually just take a pair of tongs, pull the chicken breasts out, and add them to a large glass bowl, and they should be super easy to shred with a fork. If they're a little hard to shred, maybe leave them in there for an additional few minutes to continue cooking, but they should pretty much fall apart when you start to shred them. Now that we have our chicken all shredded, we're going to add it back into our crock pot. Next, we'll add in 1 can of full-fat coconut milk, the juice from 1/2 lime, and 1/2 cup of fresh cilantro chopped. Once you have those ingredients added, just give it a quick stir and allow this to cook for the remaining 30 minutes. All right, friends, the stew has finished cooking. I decided to cook it on low for 6 hours just because I had time to do that. But like I said earlier in the recipe, you can cook this on high for 3 to 4 hours and it'll come out just as delicious. So it's ready to go. I'm gonna pour it into some bowls, and I like to top mine with some fresh jalapeno, fresh cilantro, and a little squeeze of fresh lime juice. If you are not paleo friendly or dairy free, you can also add some sour cream. That's also another delicious topping to add to this dish. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. As always, please give this video a like, as well as subscribe to my channel so you never miss a recipe. I look forward to getting together next week when we cook another nutritious and delicious dish. All right, you guys, see you next time.